There it is.
Good morning. Have I got a deal for you?
Oh my goodness, a deal for me.
We got a coffee maker donated to the church. One of those, what do they call those things? Keurig. Yep. This is kind of hot. We got boxes of coffee back there. And tea. So we've been trying to wrestle with, if it was just coffee, obviously we don't charge for coffee and all that tea and all that kind of stuff, but these things are expensive. So we were just told like a box of 10 was up to $12.
Yeah. 12 in a box, about $12.98.
So yeah, for regular coffee, it probably is somewhere around that, or if there's another avenue. So we got to look into that. But we're talking, I think, Lori, didn't we say about $1 something for one of these things that you spend, I don't know how much for at a coffee shop? I drink coffee, so I don't know how much this stuff costs. But we think $1 is going to be a good cost for that. And that's for like the big cup. Isn't there a name for those big cups?
Yeah, $3 cup.
Okay. Okay. Egotism is the anesthetic that dulls the pain of stupidity. Angels don't have to have wings. Sometimes someone can come into your life and make things better. There are two ways to conquer and enslave a nation. One is by the sword, the other is by debt. John Adams, 1826. He's a smart man, yeah. Oh goodness, hey, I saw something we're going to be doing next week is Healing Sunday, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Affordable Health Care Act, and we're going to be doing all kinds of stuff about health, so that should be really, really interesting. Good morning. There was a very, very large article in the paper this morning with one glaring omission and one glaring mistake. So be careful what you're reading. I mean, it's not all accurate. The glaring mistake, what they did is they said that with the healthcare reform, there's going to be 8 companies and 34 plans available here in Benton and Franklin County. That is not true. If you're outside the exchange, that is true. If you're inside the exchange, there's one company with 4 plans available. So, big mistake. And the other thing, they never even mentioned the people that can help people outside the exchanges, meaning agents. Never even mentioned agents. Talked about the navigators, which they went to 2 days worth of training. Wow. But navigators, they got a great place. They can't recommend any plans. But they can at least show people how to do things on the internet. But that's all they can really do. So, you don't want to know. Years and years, and every year, many, many weeks. But all that to say is be careful what you're reading, because some of the information is not quite correct. So anyway, when my grandson Billy and I entered our vacation cabin, we kept the lights off until we were inside to keep the attacking pesky insects. Keep from attracting pesky insects. Still, a few fireflies followed him in. Noticing them before I did, Billy whispered, "It's no use, Grandpa. Now the mosquitoes are coming after us with flashlights." Some truth to that. You ever lived in a place that had fireflies? Yes. Those are so cool. They really, really are cool. Wonderful things. We do have 2 patron saints, George Carlin and John Lennon. And George, when you step on the brakes, your life is in your foot's hands. Ouch. Scary thought. Scary thought. Hello, everybody out on the internet. Hope you're having a good time. Any more countries looking at us?
Yep.
Who? What? Oh, England.
Just joined up, and they've actually had 5 views at least in the last month.
Cool.
So, and Afghanistan and one other one, and but America still has 2
Well, good. Hello, everybody. And John Lennon, life is easy with your eyes closed, misunderstanding all you see. Along that same line, they had an interview I saw the other night on, they were doing person on the street interviews about the Affordable Health Care Act and everything. And there was a guy, probably in his early 50s, late 40s, had no clue he didn't know anything anybody was talking about. He said, well, how could they have done this without me knowing about it? It passed 1,284 days ago. Ask me how I know. Every morning is the dawn of a new era. The quote of the month by Jay Leno: with hurricanes, tornadoes, fires out of control, mudslides, flooding, severe thunderstorms tearing up the country from one end to another, and the threat of bird flu and terrorist attacks, are we sure this is a good time to take God out of the Pledge of Allegiance? I don't know.
Amen to that.
All right. Boy, everybody's so quiet today. Small group today. Goodness. Do what? Oh, is that what it is? Oh, you know what? It could be, actually. I know we have a lot of football fans. And aren't the Cougars playing, too, over in Seattle? Was that last night? Oh. Oh. Oh, that's too bad. Social tact is making your company feel at home even though you wish they were. It is the property of fools to be always judging. If you take too long in deciding what to do with your life, you'll find you've done it. When the mouse laughs at the cat, there's a hole nearby. The term bigwig comes from the wigs worn by British lawyers and judges in the 17th and 18th century. A bigwig can be defined as either a person of importance or a person who thinks they are important. To some of the lawyers and judges, the bigger the wig, the more important the man was. Ow! I don't know.
It was so big it rubbed off.
Is that what it was?
So, Bill, does that mean you wigged out a long time ago?
Oh! Probably.
Your face is
I need to just stop, yeah. Wedding rings derive from the ancient Egyptian custom of placing ring money, rings used as money, on the bride's finger to indicate that she was endowed with her husband's wealth. Anything else going on I should know about? Like free coffee. Actually, today is National Coffee Day. Some places are giving discounts on coffee. Some places are supposed to be free. I don't know which is which, but there you go. Go to your favorite coffee place and demand free coffee. You didn't know. Well, go back and ask them.
should have asked me.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I got a must. Have to always and never.
It's best to love old women.
See, now it's my turn.
Oh, I was not going to go there at all. As soon as I said it, I go, oh God, I'm in trouble now. I shouldn't have said that. She walked up and tied her old mule to the hitching rail. As she stood there, brushing some of the dust from her face and clothes, a young gunslinger stepped out of the saloon with a gun in one hand and a bottle of whiskey in the other. The young gunslinger looked at the old woman and laughed, saying, "Hey, old woman, have you ever danced?" The old woman looked at the gunslinger and said, "No, I never did dance. Never really wanted to." A crowd was gathered now as the gunslinger grinned and said, "Start shooting at the old woman's feet." The old woman prospector, not wanting to get her toes blown off, started hopping around, everybody laughing. When his last bullet had been fired, the young gunslinger, still laughing, holstered his gun, turned around to go back into the saloon. The old woman turned to her pack mule, pulled out a double-barreled shotgun, and cocked both hammers. The loud clicks carried clearly through the desert air. The crowd stopped laughing immediately. The young gunslinger heard the sounds too, and he turned around very slowly. The silence was almost deafening, kind of like in here. The crowd watched as the young gunman stared at the old woman and the large gaping holes of those twin barrels. The barrels of the shotgun never wavered in the old woman's hands as she quietly said, "Son, have you ever kissed a mule's butt?" The gunslinger swallowed hard and said, "No, ma'am, but I've always wanted to." And the moral of this is never be arrogant. Don't waste ammunition. Whiskey makes you think you're smarter than you are. Always make sure you know who has the power, and don't mess with old women. They don't get old by being stupid.
Good one. You want to pass those around again?
Sure. I'm passing these around again. And I got so busy in the back, we were doing some other things, that I don't even have a song yet, but the computer's up.
I couldn't grab the password, so it's...
Anything you would like to say for the next few minutes while I'm back there turning the computer on, getting a song for it?
I'm sure I can come.
Actually, what I could do, I was thinking that exact same thing. Why don't we just do that?
Yeah.
Let me just grab a song.
Lord will provide.
Good morning. I couldn't hear it. This Saturday, October 5th, the ARE is showing the second in a series of videos, of DVDs. This one is called How to Go from Karma to Grace. And John Van Auken is going to be on the DVD, and he explains how the Casey readings, by understanding karma, will allow you to live your life in grace. Also, this is on a donation basis, and half of the donation goes to the church, so we hope to see you Saturday.
Are you ready?
I am.
Oh my goodness.
We haven't sang this in a long time. In fact, it used to be the song that I started with.
I don't think
Now I started with the Doobie Brothers. And this is what we used to start with, was Jackie Vasquez, "In This World." So it's in the book.